Hi, I'm Spencer,
I'm Samantha.
and we teach at Spencer Pilates Arts, which has been closed another week, and that's really sad. But last week we sent out a workout video that showed you how to get calmer and a little more centered, and we got a lot of nice responses about that video. So we thought today, this morning, me and Sam thought we could design a workout, maybe a little more dynamic, a little more based on geometry, and maybe a little bit based on this idea of tensegrity. Now, Sam has got a little model here, and that might seem like a little strange thing, but this model could be like a model of your spine, it could be a model of your pelvis, it could be a model of your core, but the idea that we're all held together by bands that connect, I think is a pretty strong and powerful idea. And this is just going to be a little bit of inspiration for our Pilates workout this morning. We hope you enjoy this.
Okay, we're going to start in the mermaid position, and Spencer's going to put his hand onto his hip on the side of the pelvis there, and he's just going to try to move that hip a little bit forward, right? So he's trying not to move from the ribs, but move more from the pelvis. And then he's going to bring the hip back toward the mat and drop it back down. Okay, so he's going to bring the pelvis forward. Good. And then he's going to bring it back. Good. And forward. You should feel a stretch there. Just getting a little mobility through the pelvis. And then bring it back. Good. And try floating your arm up toward the ceiling, Spencer. Yeah, a little in front of you. Good. And then he's going to just go into a side bend. Okay, so into a mermaid, he can bend that elbow there. Good. And then push up, and you're going to lift the opposite arm up and side bend the opposite way. Good. So let's do 2 more of those, right? So you're just going to go up and over. Think lifting to the ceiling as you go over. Good. Reach long through that arm and center. Good. Take the other arm up. Good. 1 more. Good. Reaching through the arm. And the opposite arm comes up and over. Side bend. Good. Now we're going to add a little rotation. So he's going to go back into that side bend toward the mat. But then he's going to turn from his center of the ribs. So think of, rotating, or from even the breastbone, right? Or the sternum. So he's going to turn the ribs. And then you're going to open back out to the side. Good. And then you can lift back up and come back, and then lifting up to the ceiling and over. Good. And we'll do that again. So toward the mat, and he's going to rotate from the center there, from the spine, and then he's going to come back center and coming back up. Good. Let's do 1 more here. Okay, and really try to think of that spine moving everything else, right? So almost like the head is turning first, and then the arm will follow it. Okay. And then open back and lift, and great. Okay, let's go to the other side. So he's gonna move his legs to the other side, and then start with the pelvis, the movement in the hip first. So he's gonna bring it forward from the side of his tail there, and then he's gonna bring it back down. So trying not to move as much, not that the ribs don't move, but you're gonna initiate a little more from that side of the hip there. And better, good. And do a few more like that. Bring the hip back. Good. And then bring the pelvis forward. Think of the spine still staying long too, right? So we want to keep that length through the back. 1 more. Good. Okay, now take that arm up toward the ceiling. Go into your side bend, right? Good. And then you're going to press off the mat. You're going to lift the spine up to the ceiling and over, but think up still. Yeah, really lengthen. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more here. Up and over. Good. Great. Now we'll add that rotation, right? So you're going to bring the hand down. You're going to go a little bit to that rotation, right, from the center of the back. Yeah, so turn toward toward the arm that's on the mat. And then you're going to open out from the, center, and you're going to lift back up. Good. Do 2 more like that, okay? So just think again about almost like the head is going to turn first. So the spine moves and then the arm. So good. And then you're going to open back and lift up. 1 more. And rotate from the center. Good. And come back. Great.
Okay, so we're going to demonstrate some Joe Pilates rowing series. She's going to lift her hands right up, and now she's seated on a bolster. Now, I'm trying for her to imagine that if her tail actually hinges a little bit downward, can she almost see her tail downward? Can she lift her core and her spine right upward? Can she feel those abdominals from inside? Now, it's okay if she bends her knees a tiny bit, if that makes her get even more upright through her lower back. So her elbows are going to bend and go a little bit behind you. Take a deep breath in. Now she's going to extend her arms right up to a diagonal and straight ahead. And can you just feel your core? Good. She's going to lightly tap down with her fingertips. Just easy shoulders. The fingertips can go right straight ahead and up, a little bit up to the sky, up to the sky. She's going to open and circle around. Her hands stay a little bit in front. Bend the elbows to come right on in. She's going to draw in her core. She's going to reach right out to a V, almost like they're strings. She's going to lightly tap down to feel her core. The fingertips can go right up to the sky and easy and open and circle like she's a little star. Again, if you get any tight in your lower back, just bend those knees a tiny. Reach up to a diagonal. Breathe in, lightly tap down. Fingertips right up and see your core open and circle like a little star. Okay, variation rowing number 2. She's going to bend her elbows in. She's going to reach right out and straight. Now she can shape her spine right over a ball. She's going to draw in her core, and she can curve her upper back. Now it's okay if she bends her knees a tiny bit when she rolls forward. Now can she just imagine her tail reaches down, her fingertips, her spine are going to go right up to the sky. She's going to take everything up and open and circle like a star. Now it's okay again if she bends those knees a tiny and reach right out and up over a ball. And she can draw in her core, fingertips right up. She can take it right up to the sky and open and circle like a star. Now bend your knees just a tiny. 1 more variation. Reach right out and up, and she can shape right over. And the fingertips go right up to the sky and open and circle. Good. Thank you very, very much. So Sam is lying down on her back, and we're ready to do some variations on bridging. Now, just from before, could you just imagine if your pelvis makes a little bit of an arc? Can you just have a little space at your lower back and a little arch? Now, just to feel your core muscles, she could even place her hands on her abdominals. We'll just do a little bit of breathing. And can she draw in her core muscles so much it's going to lightly impress her lower back? And she's just going to draw in her core so much it works her lower abdomen a little bit, and she can impress her lower back. That can stretch her lower back. Now inhale, she's going to make a little variation. Her tail will tip a little bit away from you, and her pelvic bones will widen. And take a deep breath in, and exhale to draw in her core so much that it moves and stretches her lower back. Good. Now arms down by her side. She's going to walk her feet a little bit closer together. And we're going to do some variations on bridge. Now if she lifts her pelvis right up into the air, she's going to lift her tail and work the backs of those legs. Good. And she'll feel those hamstrings. Now could she just imagine? We're just going to do a little bit of the typewriter variation. So could she imagine her hips are going to sway just to one side, and they're going to be vigorous, and they're going to move, and she can sway and sway. And as she sways, there might be one side that she sways a little bit better. She just notices that and see if she can make the two sides very even. And as she sways, maybe each time she can lower a little bit of a half an inch each time. And can she feel the backs of those legs? And she's going to feel the backs of those legs, and she can slowly round down her upper back and slowly round down her back and come all the way down. Good. She's going to work right behind her legs. We're going to lift your pelvis right up. And we're going to catch the work right behind her legs and work those legs. And we'll do again a little bit of a sway and sway and sway. And just can she feel the sides of the legs and the backs of the legs? Those are the good parts, right? And she's just going to lower a little bit more and lower a little bit more and lower a little bit more to come all the way down. And let's just do one more variation. She's going to lift her tail right up, lift her tail right up, feel all the toes underneath her. Can she catch and work and feel the work behind her legs? Now for this variation, I call this like a little bit of a single sway. So she could just let her right tail drop a little bit down, and it's going to make her body move a little bit in a dynamic movement, so she's going to feel it on her left. And now she's going to let her left tail drop a little bit down. And she's going to do her right tail a little bit down. And she can slowly drop on each side. And each side, this is like a different kind of sway. She can slowly lower spine to come all the way down. Good, and let's try that again. She's going to bridge right up and work right behind her legs and lift right up and catch that work and feel those hamstrings. And she's going to sway one side to fall and one side to fall and sway and sway and sway and sway to come all the way down and all the way down. Okay, we're going to do a little variation, just a little hip sway. So her knees can fall a little bit to the left. She's going to look to the right. She can open her arm, and there's a little bit of a dynamic sweep. Good. Now she's going to time it so she draws in her core, and everything, the arm and the knees are going to sway. Everything will come back to the start position. Good. She's going to look to the left. Her knees will sway to the right. And come back to sweep. Everything will come back to the middle. And her knees are going to sway left, and she's going to look right. And easy, good. And come right back to the very middle. And she's going to sway right, and her eyes look left. And come right back to center. Good. Okay, we're going to do a variation on leg circles. Samantha's going to extend both her legs out along the mat. Take her left leg, right up to the sky. She's going to let that leg circle right across her body, and then she draws a line and she brings it right back to center. Now we can start with the hips stable and down and feeling the back of the leg. But as she gets more comfortable with the exercise, I want her to become more playful. And she's going to lift that tail right up off the mat as she swings it across. And she can bring it right back to center. And she can let that tail move, because our bodies move in a dynamic fashion. Okay? And, all right. And at the very last one, good, she's going to bring it right up to the sky. She can let that leg fall right across her body. She's going to look to the left. She can take that opposite arm up and get a little bit of a stretch. Good. Coming right back to center. We're going to do the right side up to the sky. Right leg right up to the sky. Bring it right across you and bring it right back. And right across you and back. And easy. And as she does the exercise, it's okay to be a little more playful, to get your tail to come a little more off the mat, to make the circle a little bit bigger, and she can sway. So she gets that stretch that runs all the way up through her pelvis and through her spine, down through her hips, and pelvis and spine, and pelvis and spine. Good. She's going to do one more. She takes it up to the sky, let it fall. She could take her left hand right out to the side, and that's her dynamic stretch.
Okay, now we're going to go into some extension exercises. Spencer's lying down prone right onto his stomach. And then you're going to just lightly hug that right glute a little in, but while thinking of the thigh bone lengthening away from the pelvis as he lifts the leg just a half inch, right? Or an inch. And then lower it down, and then try alternating. So then the opposite leg is going to lift, thinking of that lightly hugging in from the side glute. Good. And lower. Good. Do 2 more sets. So he's going to hug in and good. Yeah, keep that nice length through that lower back. Good. And yeah. And just maybe noticing here too, right? Is one side feel any different than the other? Good. And one more, last one here. Good. Okay, now we're gonna just lift the spine slightly in that upper thoracic area of the spine. So he's gonna, hands are down. He's gonna float the spine a little bit away from the mat and then lower it down. It's really small to start, right? Just kind of waking up those back extensors. So just nice and easy, thinking of the breastbone lengthening forward. Good, one more. Okay, so you're gonna lift through that upper spine, right through that middle part. Yep, lifting, good. And then take it down. Now we're gonna combine the spine with the legs, and we're gonna add a little rotation too through it. So just make sure your right hand's on top of the left. We'll start the right side. You're gonna lift the spine, you're gonna open that right elbow to the side as you lift the left glute, leg, good. And then you're gonna lower it down, same side. So think of hugging that left glute in as you open to the right with the spine, okay? And really small movements here. So do just 2 more. Yeah, and think of initiating from the back of the body there, that's it. Not as much from the shoulder, think really that middle of the spine to start. And good, and lower, great. Okay, switch hands. So now put your left hand on top. And same thing here, we're gonna open the spine a little to the left as the right glute hugs in and lifts slightly with the leg. Again, very tiny movement. Yeah, so I think I'm really moving right from that center line. Good. One more here. Great job. Okay, now you can just do a little stretch into that child's pose, pushing off the mat, send the pelvis back, reaching your hips down toward your heels, reach your arms forward. Good. Think of that pelvis just coming down toward the mat a little more, letting the hips open up a little, and breathe.
Okay, Samantha's positioned on all fours. We're going to do variations on cat. So she could just imagine if she draws her abdominals in, she can draw them in so much that it actually can curl her tailbone to reach a little bit down. And if she curls her tailbone down, that can actually stretch her lower back. And then she's going to arch her tail, and her tail can actually widen, widen, widen. And she can draw in her core so much that you feel those abdominals from below. It gives you a little hook and a little stretch on your lower back. And she's going to arch. Now, as she does the exercise, she could start to make it a little bigger. She could even start to involve her upper back. So she's going to curve where her shoulders are as well as her tail. And then she's going to arch her tail and arch her tail and arch her upper back. Good. So a little bit of variation. And she's going to curl just where her tailbone reaches down. It's going to hook down so much it stretches her lower back and her upper back. And then she's going to arch her back a little bit away. Okay, we're going to do a variation on for our obliques. This is wag the tail. She is going to lift her right heel or shin in the air. And she can start to play. And as that leg rotates to the side, she can start to look at her heel. And so it's a little bit like a side bend. So she looks right at her heel. And she can actually go the other way. That heel can swing in. She can actually try to look at her heel around the other direction. Good. So she's going to sway. If she can move top and heel at the same time, and around, and she's going to look the other way. She's going to do it once more. And out and side. Good. And out and side. Good. And lower it down. Okay, she can do that for the other heel. She's going to lift her leg right up. She's going to look right toward her heel. So it's a little side bend. And then she's going to go a little around to the other side and look at her foot. Good. And she's going to go around the world. and side. And one more and side. And around and lower down. Okay, we're going to do one more variation on quadruped. Let's try this. She can lift her right leg in the air. She can shoot her heel right up to the sky. Good. Now she's going to swing this leg around to the side. Yeah, keep going. She can go around the world and swing that knee a little open and even a little bit close. Good. And now she can extend that leg right behind her and right out. Good. And she can start to swing that knee right in and bend her knee. It rotates out to the side. And she can reach that leg right out and up to the sky and away. And one more. And swing that knee right in. Good. And right out and up and away. Good. And lower that down. She can try the other side, and the left leg can extend right out. Good. She can start to swing that knee right out. And it's okay if it comes a little bit close. And we're going to swing that leg a little bit away, and she can actually extend that leg. And that knee can swing out to the side and a little bit close. And extend a little out and up. And one more, a little bit close. And extend that leg out and a little bit up. And thank you.
Okay, now we're going to show you some variations on side plank exercises. Spencer's starting on his side there, his elbow right underneath the shoulder, ribs in line with the pelvis, knees are bent forward. Okay, now first he's just going to let that shoulder drop down toward the mat a little bit, and then he's going to push away with that forearm. Yeah, good. And do that a few more times. You're going to let the shoulder drop down and then push away. Feel that shoulder blade wrapping around the rib cage. Press away from the mat. Good. Two more. Good. And one more. And press away. Good. Now from here, he's going to add the hips. See if you can lift the, so you want to still keep that shoulder blade wide, wrapping around the back, right? Wrapping around the ribs. And then he's going to try to lift the pelvis up. Okay, using his legs. Yep, hips come forward. Hugging the glute in a little bit, and then he can lower the pelvis back down. Good, let's try that again. And he's going to press with the arm. He's going to keep that lift from the spine and then bring the hips forward. Good, and he's going to lower. One more. Good. And lower, good. Now bring the top leg forward. You're going to bend that front knee and bring it forward and then stretch, yeah, the back or the bottom leg. Out. Good. Now press away again from the mat. Lift up. You can use, yeah, that hand in front. If you want to extend the arm, you can. Yeah, good. I'm going to take it down. One more. Lift up, out of the waist. Good. And reach through that arm. Shoulder blades are wide apart. And take it down. Good job. All right. Other side. Good. So elbow in line with the shoulder. Good. Knees are bent in front slightly. Good. Okay, same thing. Shoulder drops, and then you're going to lift back up. Yep. So let the shoulder come down in the ribs, and then lifting them away from the mat. Good. Two more. And press away. Feel that shoulder blade wrap around the back, around the rib cage. Good. Okay, now the next one, he's going to push away. He's going to try to lift the hips up. Bring the pelvis forward. Yep, and then he's going to lower back down. Okay, and then again, lifting up, press with the arm. Good, we'll do one more here. Good, keeping the spine long. Think of that lift, yep, away from the mat. Good, lower it down. Now try adding or extending the bottom leg, right? Bottom leg extends, top leg bends and comes in front of the foot. Yep, okay, and then he's going to push up. And you can reach that arm if you want, that's optional. You can also keep the hand back on the mat if you want, okay? And he's gonna push, yep, up, good, lifting away from the mat. Think of lengthening the crown of the head, reaching through that bottom leg too a little, good, and lower down. Great job. All right, thank you.
Hey Sam, we are almost finished with our workout today, and we're gonna do a little variation on kneeling balance. It's a little bit of a hip flexor stretch. So if you could stand right up on your knees, and we're going to step one foot right in between your hands. And now we're going to do a little balance. Now, if you need a little extra help, you could hold onto a wall or a chair. But Samantha's going to try to stand right up onto her knees. Good. And she can look straight ahead, and she's going to do a little bit of a side bend. So actually, she can go up, take her left hand up and over, and draw a little arc. Good. And she can come right back. And we're going to stretch the other side. Take the right hand up. And she can go right up and over. And easy. Good. And take the left hand up to the sky. And we're going to go up and over and side bend. And one more up and over and easy. Just think easy. And over and over and over and over again to lengthen her spine. Good. Okay, we're going to do the other side. Her hands can go down to the mat. She's going to switch legs. Okay, she's going to kneel and stand right up. Take the right hand right up to the sky. And we're going to go up. And she's going to lengthen right up and over and let her head go. And a little side stretch. Good. She can take her other hand up to the sky. And we're going to go up and over and easy. Good. And up and over. Take your right hand up to the sky and up to the sky and over and easy and over and over. And let your head go. Let your head even fall. Don't try to lift anything. And take your left hand right up to the sky. And right over. And right over. Good. And she can come right down. Okay, Sam. Thank you guys for joining us for our workout today.